That was
A
beautiful.
1,000%. And I was going to say, I define optimism as a positive mindset. Right. And it doesn't mean constant happiness, because I think people associate optimism with happiness. And while you can be happy and optimistic, it's not the same thing. So having a positive mindset, but also acknowledging that there are dark days, and I call them dark days, right? We can't always be sunshine and butterflies. That would be great. And it's not the reality. So having this positive mindset while knowing that there's some things that we're working through, still having to be resilient, still having to wake up in the morning, doing the things anyway. It's and how you navigate doing those things. That's, I think, where that optimism power comes in. Like, either you can choose to crumble or not react, or you can say, you know what, I'm having a really hard time right now. I can either go back to bed and cry, or I think I've had enough crying. It's time to get out there and work on this problem. So for me, that's how I really kind of distinguish it, because I got a little tired of using the word optimism, but I love what it stands for. Because people do associate with happiness, and it's not the same.
Go ahead, Natalie.
I love your three examples in Lois, and it was so well said. I would add to that. I have two similar things that I do because I'm a mindfulness life coach. I do a lot of like coming back to the present moment, but I also remind people like, well, what are your goals right now? Like, stop thinking about what happened in like 10 years from now. Let's come back to right now. What are your goals right now? So I do optimistic goal setting with them at the time, because time and circumstances change. Maybe you have money right now, maybe you won't tomorrow, maybe you're traveling, like circumstances change. So bringing people back to the now with the goal setting is something that I do. But the second thing, which is more important to me, is connecting to the why. Why do you want this thing? Why are you here? Why is this important to you? What is this connected to within your values? So bringing that piece into it kind of helps you stay on track with your goals, which essentially gets you moving in the positive mindset, which ultimately leads to optimism and overcoming challenges.
I love.
Going to say the same exact thing. I was like, in another way, sometimes people ask me, like, well, how do I get out of this mindset into a more positive one? And I always go back to gratitude. Like, let's think about what's already present, what you already have, who you already are. Like, there's so much around us that when we're in it, like you were saying, Victoria, we don't notice. But if we take a moment and step outside of it and look around, we have so much already. So stepping in a place of gratitude for that, I totally agree with you, Mavis. And I love to write it down too. But something that I wanted to bring back, right? And it's being an optimistic person doesn't mean that there aren't any challenging dark days again, right? Like, it's how you work around that and how you position yourself to like navigate through those waters, if you will. Like, that's what really kind of pushes people through. And I think it's what a lot of us are saying, taking a moment to step outside of ourselves in the current situation without detaching and just saying, forget that, leave it alone. No, but it's taking a moment, looking at it and saying, okay, this is a challenging time right now, but let's take gratitude for an example. But you know what? I still have my home that I bought and that I own, and that it's still in good condition. So I don't have to worry about that one piece of my challenge right now. So that was a quick example, but gratitude is huge. And addressing the dark days, because they're going to happen to all of us.
Oh my.
Oh, but I think this is how I define optimism for me. It's a positive mindset. It's not necessarily always being like, yay, yay, I got this, I got this. Because sometimes we don't got it. And acknowledging that and voicing that and seeking support when we don't have it, that's where that power comes in. And the power of optimism, like, you know what, I need help, I need support with this. So, and reaching out, that right there is power, because you're taking a step in a different direction and ultimately shifting your mindset.